Hola, hola. Good morning, everybody. Let's see. Today, I bring you a recapitulation. Really, like I put together all these different things that can mess with you buying a home. Realtors, this is going to help you guys a lot. I'm seeing that a lot of new lenders are following me, and hopefully, this helps you too with these deals that sometimes they give you surprises, right? Surprise, right? Um, Things that are not in our control, whether you're the lender, the realtor, the buyer, especially the seller, right? Um, are things that have to do with underwriting, things that we cannot prepare for, right? Interest going up. Well, I mean, this thing is a roller coaster right now. Things are supposed to get better, but again, I mean, I don't have a crystal ball to tell you interests are going to go down. So if you are buying a brand new bill, well, you know that by the time that you are done with that house and are ready to finally close on the purchase of your home, if interest went up from the time that that lender approved you, things are different now. And they can only lock it for so long. So now here you are with reality, and surprise, surprise, you don't qualify anymore. You need to bring more money to the table. There's so many different situations, right? Losing your job. I mean, things that are not things that you can prepare for. There's nothing you can do about those things. Okay, you roll with the punches, and you try to either get a smaller home, cheaper home, something that's already done, so that you can take advantage of whatever the interest is there. Especially for those of you that already sold your home and now you don't have nowhere to live. So things that are not expected, things that are new, things that you don't have control over, I'm not going to talk about those things because I don't know what they are. Okay. I just know that if the interest went up and you were expecting to close on a certain interest, you're not going to, because if it was not locked, which it was probably not locked because it's a brand new build, and it took you a year to get your home completely done, um, that is an issue, that the people deal with new homes. Okay. Another thing is, so that's the interest rate. That's all those situations. They can negotiate, of course, the price, of the house so that they can make it work. But on a brand new build, usually that doesn't work. Okay. So let's talk about the things um, that you can have an impact, that you can have a decision, and that can be compensated one way or another. Okay. Let's talk about you were pre-approved 6 months ago, and now the interest rate is different. And maybe it was 6 months ago, you probably have a better deal, right? But let's talk about if your interest went up from where you were previously pre-approved. Well, I mean, there's things that you can go ahead and change up on that, right? I mean, there's seller concessions, which I have talked about that. Go ahead and go back and look for those videos. You can get seller concessions, and then that can go ahead and cover, to buy down the rate permanently, because the buy downs that I've been talking about is not permanent; it's only temporary. So those things can be the solution for your interest going up and really making a mess on your transaction. If the interest rate going up, it was not locked, and sometimes it takes one day. It's a roller coaster, people. Sometimes if you're locked, you're under contract, and your lender did not lock the rate, but it happens, right? So if they didn't like the rate, and now that current rate it's higher, and it disqualifies you, there has to be a way to bring it down. Interest rates will control your DTI. Interest rates will control whether you're still approvable or not. And you're already in the contract. So how do you fix that? You use some of the seller concessions and you buy that interest down. Okay. So these are the things that lenders can do. Okay. And usually interest rates don't get locked until you get under contract, especially because, I mean, we're hoping for better interest rates. But if that is your situation, that's a good way to solve it. Okay. There has to be money in there to be able to invest, to be able to fix this situation of the interest going up. Um, Sometimes it's extra seller concessions. Sometimes it's even you, the realtor, having to pitch in a little bit because The seller concessions were for closing costs, and now they need him to pay to buy down that rate permanently, not temporary. Okay, so there's a lot of moving parts, but everybody has to pitch in order to save these deals. Okay, the buyer is ready to buy, the seller is ready to sell. They're on the contract, and everybody has to work together. So hopefully you have a lender like myself that tells you, hey, we're in a pickle. This happened, and there's nothing that we can do about that. Okay. Um, so if you buyer told your lender, hold off on the interest rate, I'm not okay with that interest rate. Let's see what happens in a couple of days. And then they check back with you and the interest went up, that's on you. And we need to roll with the punches. So we need to look for solutions instead of, whose fault is it? Because nobody's in control on what the interest rate is tomorrow or even today. Because, I mean, I get updates, hey, the market is getting worse. What does that mean? The interest went higher. So just for those of you that want to go ahead and wait, if your lender gives you the option, which we always should do, hey, the interest rate is this one today. You want me to lock it? You want to wait to see if it gets better? As a professional, we want to lock it. Okay. But as a buyer, you have the option and the authority to tell the lender, nope, let's go and wait. But with waiting come consequences. So watch out for that, okay? Especially when you're already under contract. Lock it up. Lock it up. You're marrying the house. You're not marrying the interest. You can always refinance. So lock it up. Don't wait for the unicorn of an interest rate that might not come. So lock it up. Another thing, let's get rid of the interest situation and conversation. Nobody likes that. Appraisals come in bad. They come back and they did not appraise for what you offer for the house. Let me tell you, if the leasing agent did a good analysis of the area, you wouldn't have the problem. If your agent did an analysis of that area, you would not have this problem. If it is not that big of a difference, hey, you know what? The seller might just decide, hey, let's go ahead and work it out. That's the appraisal. Let's come down to that. And that's a great solution. Doesn't happen all the time, especially when they're giving you concessions, because they might say, okay, it came down $5,000. That's fine. Let's go ahead and close it. But I am taking $5,000 from what I told you I was going to give you for closing. And that might put you in a pickle. Again, realtors and us lenders can go ahead and save by pitching in on that. Do we always have room for that? Not on the little transactions, but let's say the deal. Let's put these families in their homes. Sometimes it's a couple of dollars here, a couple of dollars there. With me, it's really, really easy to overcome those things because I pay for your appraisal most of the time. Okay. There's so many things that I can do. Okay. Now, and I always work with realtors that are willing to give it their own, so that we can go ahead and help these people. Okay. So that's a huge one. We are not going to be fighting with the appraiser. If you have a way to prove, no, that house is worth those extra $5,000 that you're shorting me, we can go ahead and do it. So if you know how to fight those appraisals, let's do it. I'm backing you up. I will be right behind you all the way. Okay, because you need to provide those comparatives, those comparables to show that it should have appraised for more. Okay, so if the information is not there, if the documentation, the history is not there for the appraiser to be able to validate it, we're stuck with having to come up with those $5,000. And it sounds like if it's a lot, but it really isn't. So put your minds together with your lender, with sellers, buyers, everybody involved, and close that deal. Okay. And the surprises, man, are you guys ready to laugh? Let me tell you, this was one of my own experiences. Okay. And I've heard even more, but we were about to close. Okay. Everything was done. We had CTC documents at closing. And no, I'm not going to give you the realtor's name or the buyer's name. But we were there like, okay, we're closing tomorrow. and we couldn't close. We could not close. This buyer, whom shall not be named, told me that she was not married. Okay. And the realtor emails the title company, hey, will the husband have to go and sign? The buyer is asking me. I don't get to, if I'm doing the loan, I don't get to see the buyer. I don't get to see who you, the realtor, is taking to see homes. I don't know there's a significant other. I don't see it on the bank statements. I don't see it on the taxes. There's no child support. He's not on the leasing agreement. I have no clue. There's no documentation to this existing husband, but there's a husband legally married. There's document on that. There's documentation, okay, which was not provided to me. So we closed the deal 2 weeks late. Absolutely. But I did what I had to do. And the guy had to be not included on the loan because he couldn't be on the loan. Okay. But thank God he didn't have no credit, which in that case was really good because he did not add to the debt. The guy did not have anything to really report. So there was no income that I had to add or anything like that. Because this lady was getting help by the government to buy this home. So there was like so many more documents that I had to get to make sure that the deal didn't fall through. So surprises, don't surprise your realtor because don't surprise your lender because you're going to lose a deal. And by that point, that family would have lost that earnest money and everything else that, inspection, appraisal, everything. They would have lost everything right there because we were ready to close. And we did not know. I did not know. I am not going to lie and lose my license over somebody that is lying, And she just said, well, I mean, he doesn't work. He doesn't really exist. I mean, don't lie. Just tell the truth. There's ways to get around those things and not to omit them. We will not omit them. But there's ways that you can still buy, even if that person does not work, even if that person has bad credit, I mean, if you're doing a conventional loan. So call me up on that if that is your situation. Don't hide the truth. The truth will set you free like it did with these people. Okay, so they did close. And we laugh about it now, but it was very stressful. It was very stressful for me. It was very stressful for everybody involved, So don't lie. Be honest, please. Be honest. Another one. I don't care if you have kids out of your marriage. If you are not paying child support, it's going to come up on the credit report if you're not paying it. Something else. If you are paying it, it's not going to come up on the credit report, but it's going to come up on your payroll. On the pay stubs, it's going to come up there, so don't lie. It is a debt. We have to use it as a debt. So just tell the truth. Another example, okay, is like, can we hurry up? Because, I mean, I'm about to get hit with child support. No, we're not going to hide it. Be honest. Be honest. You might have to work a second job. You might have to wait for you to buy. But once you're on the contract, that comes up, that can break your dreams of owning a home. Okay? Because that comes first. That has to be taken into consideration. That is one debt that I will include on your loans, on your expenses. Surprise, surprise. You owe money to the IRS. You're on a monthly plan. Yeah, but you didn't pay it. So now it's on your credit report and you didn't say nothing about it. And your file was one of those lucky ones that got pulled. And now it shows up that you have an IRS lien. Congratulations, right? I mean, you got to wait a month. You got to pay for that. You got to come up with a payment plan. You got to come up with a solution. That unfortunately did happen. And it was not a lien. It was one of those things that was not disclosed. It happened. This family was making payments, and we just had to again extend closing, but they closed because they had kept up with the payments. So be honest. I mean, not everything comes up on the credit report, especially when you are paying your child support on time. When you are paying your taxes, you do your taxes and you owe money back. You're gonna on a 6 or 12 month repayment plan. You're making your payments. That's not gonna come up on the credit report, but it's gonna come up somewhere. How do you make your tax payments to the IRS? Online, and you usually use your credit card or your bank card, so it's going to come up on the bank statements. What do I ask you when I give you your 30 minutes of glory? Are you married? Are you paying child support? Are you getting child support? Are you with somebody that could be considered your significant other? Do you owe taxes? And the last one, which is not fun. It is not fun. And this one is the one that comes up the more often, Again, just be honest. Be honest with everybody. I mean, I'm going to know anyway. If I don't find out, the underwriter is going to find out. So this one is where the underwriter finds out and you're already in the contract and you already spent all this money. You are not a first-time home buyer. You are not a first-time home buyer. You have a piece of land. You did not tell me you had a piece of land. Guess what? That's public record. It's not going to come up on your credit report. You already paid for it. You're not making payments. But the county, you're paying taxes on that lot. You are a property owner. Be honest about it. These are the questions that I ask you anyway. That's why I said, give me 30 minutes of glory. I am going to hear you, all your concerns, all your questions, all your doubts, all your fears, and then I'm going to ask you. And it's not an interrogatory, but sometimes it feels like it, but I need to know these things. I don't want to spend your money. Your hard-earned money is your money. Can you please agree with me and just be honest and answer the questions honestly? Because I go into depth with these questions. If some of this stuff is going to come up, so just tell me so that I can prepare and really put everything in perspective and work with the truth, because then I can look for solutions. Okay, not that there are problems. You owing the IRS, that's not a problem. Congratulations, you owe the IRS. That means you made a lot of money. Okay, more money than what they would like for you to do, and they love to get your money. So congratulations, you're making good money. I'm sorry, you have kids, that you have to pay child support. That stuff did not work out, that relationship. I'm sorry about that, but I still need to know. Not to gossip, but to help you out, come up with a solution that's going to overcome that payment, because that payment you're going to pay for 18 years, okay? But there's only 2 more years. But then either you wait or you make more money or you pay off some debt because that's too much debt for you. So there's situations, okay? So whether you are legally married or not, oh my God. No, I don't divorce nobody. No, I do not marry anybody. But if you are with somebody, you guys are not legally married or whatever, you didn't go and sign a paper and you're not married. You're not the missus, you're not the mister. You guys just live together. Well, guess what? They're on social media as you guys are a couple. You guys do your taxes together. You guys have kids together. Come on, people. I mean, there's situations that, they just make me laugh. So be honest with your lender. Be honest with me, please. And let's go ahead and move on, because if these things come up, it's like, oh, you guys are not married, but you guys have the same account. Well, you guys are not married, but you guys have accounts together. Well, you guys are not married, but what? You show me your taxes and you guys are together. There's just things that need to be told up front, okay? Not after you get under contract. So some of these things, that's going to save you a headache, especially when you already told me, well, I already put my 2 months notice and we're not going to stay here anymore. We're buying a house. Don't make me tell you you're not buying a house. Okay, don't make me tell you, hey, go back and beg them to renew your contract because guess what? Now that you told me all this stuff, you're not buying. So be honest. Be honest. This situation, this buying process is really a puzzle. So everything has to match. Everything has to fit in place so that I can go ahead and put in a situation that is going to work for you with your budget, with your history, with your responsibility, and with whatever it is that you need to bring to the table. That's how I know they're going to need money for down payment. That's how I know they're going to need to pay off this account. That's how I know they're going to need money from the seller for whatever reason. They need a lower interest, they need to get help for closing. That's how I know as a lender. Please be honest with your lender. There are solutions to problems that are known about. If I do not know, that I am scrambling for solutions, a day before closing because I did not know that you were married. I did not know that you were not a first time home buyer. So don't make those mistakes. Be honest. And as ridiculous as you think that these things are, and now I can go and laugh at some of them, I can kind of guide you. Okay. I can kind of guide you to help you continue with looking for a house, we continue with being able to close on that property. So, and if you are working with open-minded realtors as well, then if you are under contract and you are dealing with all these scenarios, there's solutions. Just be honest and open to those solutions. I hope this information is helpful to you, the buyer, to you, the seller, to you, the realtor, whether you are representing the buyer or the seller. Let's just be honest and let's go ahead and try to get you into a home in 2024. For any information, any questions, any private investigations that you need to go ahead and do on whether you can go ahead and close on that deal, if you are in that deal, give me a call. I can help you out with that. Okay?